Imagine building an application where AI agents can autonomously purchase data, APIs, and any other services. And they are doing this making hundreds or thousands of microtransactions per hour. Now, imagine if each of those transactions cost between 1/10 of a cent to 3 cents. But here's the catch. The transaction cost for each transaction might be between $1 to $5 on a traditional blockchain. That would eat into the economy of your application. That will make running those AI agents not economically visible. That's why we've built this demo that I'm about to show you. We've built an application where you can see how AI agents can perform microtransactions in every second using nano payments powered by Circle Gateway. By the end of this video, you'd understand how to integrate this into your agentic use cases and build applications where AI agents can run microtransactions per hour, per second, and it will be economically viable for you because you're paying next to nothing when it comes to gas fees or transaction fees. And you're doing this using nano payment that's powered by Circle Gateway. So in my terminal, I'm starting the agent and you can see that the agent is creating something called an ephemeral wallet. The wallet is funded with testnet USDC and this testnet USDC is deposited into Circle Gateway. This is done because the AI agent is going to be making one payment per second. It's going to be rotating through different 4 endpoints. So the first endpoint is the quote API. You can see that all these transactions are nano payments, micro payments, sub-cents of $1. All of this is going to happen every second. We're doing this using nano payments that is powered by Circle Gateway. So after starting the AI agent, you can see a seller dashboard and the seller dashboard is updating in real time. Every row in this dashboard is a successful nano payment. And I want you to take a look at the transaction amount. You can see that the transactions that are happening are fractions of a cent, like really, really tiny transactions. And these transactions are happening every second because the AI agent is making requests to this endpoint and is getting the data back and is fulfilling the requirement by making the payment to the seller. The seller gateway is also incrementing each of these payments. It's important that you understand this. Each of these payments is linked to the Arc Testnet Explorer, where you can verify the settlement on chain. But here's the key insight that I want you to understand. We're not settling each individual payment on chain. We're actually carrying out these transactions off chain by signing a signature. And at the end of the transaction, at the end of a certain period, we'll batch all of these transactions and we're going to settle them on chain much later so that it's economically viable and you're only paying transaction fees once. You're not paying transaction fees for each of these microtransactions that is happening every second. When all these transactions are completed, you can actually withdraw to any supported testnet chain on Circle Gateway. You can withdraw to Arc, Base Sepolia, Ethereum Sepolia, Arbitrum, any other chain that are listed on our developer documentation that is supported by Circle Gateway. You can actually withdraw to those chains. Now that you've seen the demo in action, how does this work? With nano payment powered by Circle Gateway, we're able to introduce a 2-layer system. The first is off-chain payment authorization, and the second is batch on-chain settlement. This is done so that the AI agent can carry out transactions at scale because the first payment authorization, the first off-chain payment authorization that is happening off-chain is done where the AI agent actually signs a signature, and later on we batch all of those thousands, hundreds of transactions into a single transaction that is going to be settled on-chain much later. Here's what happens when the AI agent wants to pay for an API call. The first thing that happens is that the AI agent signs a payment authorization off-chain, and that's a cryptographic signature. It's not a blockchain transaction, it's a cryptographic signature using EIP 3009. And the second thing that happens is that the seller receives and verifies that signature with Circle Gateway. Then Circle Gateway instantly transfers the amount between the buyer and the seller's gateway balances. Then after, the AI agent gets a rapid response immediately. And this is using X402 under the hood. All of the details that you need to understand how this works is in our developer documentation, and I encourage you to check it out and see in detail how X402 plus Gateway powers nano payment that we're talking about in this video and in this project. Now that I've walked you through the demo of the application and how it works, let me show you how to get started by cloning this repository and testing it out and building it out for yourself. So in the link in the description, you can find the link to this repository because we've open sourced it. It's called the Arc Nano Payment Demo. And once you get to the README, once you get to the repository, you see step by step what you need to do to clone this and start building with it today. Also, I'd love to call your attention to this particular section. In this section, you can see all the pay world endpoints, and I showed you how the AI agent made requests to this pay world endpoint. It actually got the data back, settling all of these transactions. And this is how nano payment powered by Circle Gateway works to build agentic use cases where your AI agent can make transactions on your behalf, make a request to get the data and get the data back and fulfill the transactions on-chain at fraction of gas fees, because you're not even paying gas fees for each of those transactions. All the gas fees are being paid in a single transaction at the end of the day when everything is batched together by Circle Gateway. So why should you care about this as a developer? You should care because we are at the start of a massive shift where how digital services is being consumed and monetized is changing rapidly. And with nano payment and Circle Gateway, you can be at the forefront of this innovation, building applications that actually support agentic microtransactions, nano payment at a fraction of transaction cost, making it economically viable for you. And here are 4 use cases that you can support with this repository, with this project, with nano payment. So you can build real-time data marketplaces. Think of this as building a marketplace where you can sell weather data, where you can sell spot scores, stock prices, and with nano payment, you can build the data APIs where AI agents pay per request and they fulfill the request at the economics that actually make sense. The next use case that you can build with this is autonomous API consumption. Think of AI agents that need to call dozens of different APIs to complete a task. Think of things like translation, image recognition, web scraping. Today, those transactions require some sort of subscription or API keys that you need to get before you can make that transaction. That's a step in action that your AI agents today might not be able to fulfill. So you can actually build an application where AI agents can autonomously purchase the data that they need when they need it, and they can pay for this at a fraction of a cent per call. Another use case that you can build with this application is multi-agent economies. I want you to think of a use case where AI agents could transact with each other, where an AI researcher agent can pay another agent for compute, for data services, for web scraping activities. And these AI agents can talk to each other and they can fulfill this transaction at a scale that works for the autonomous system. The last use case that you can build with this is pay-per-use everything. In the past, we've been stuck with this subscription model where you subscribe for a service, you say subscribe for a certain period of time, say monthly or yearly, before you get access to the resource behind the paywall. For example, you might want to read an article and you'd have to subscribe to the article vendor for say a month before you can actually read all the articles. But you can pay per use and read just one article and pay at a fraction of a cent of a dollar. This makes sense for different subscription use cases, and you're actually getting what you need when you need it at a fraction of the cost. And these are all the use cases that nano payments powered by Circle Gateway enables. So you have the link to the repository in the description below. So I want you to clone it, build your own application, share it with the community, share it on X, share it in our community, in the Arc House. We'll be happy to actually highlight and amplify your project that you build with nano payments. My name is Blessing, and I'll see you in the next one.